Atomic Habit. Introduction. Most people believe change requires motivation. They wait for energy. They wait for confidence. They wait for the perfect moment. But the truth is simpler. Real change begins when you stop waiting and start repeating small actions every day. Goals decide direction. Habits decide your destination. Slow down, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Chapter 1. Why Habits Matter More Than Goals. Most people think that achieving their goals is all about motivation. They believe if they try hard enough, they will succeed. But here's the truth. Goals are important, but they don't change your life. Two people can have the same goal. One reaches it, the other doesn't. Why? Because success doesn't come from goals alone. It comes from the habits you do every single day. Goals tell you where to go. Habits are what move you forward. Think about it. A person can set a goal to get fit, but if they only work out once a week, they won't see results. Another person might start with tiny steps, 1 push-up a day, 1 glass of water, walking 5 minutes. They may seem small, but over weeks and months, these tiny habits add up. Here's the key. Focus on the process, not the result. Stop asking, "Am I successful yet?" Start asking, "Did I show up today?" Even if you did just one small action, you are moving forward. Pause and reflect. What tiny action can you do today that brings you closer to the life you want? Even something small matters. Habits matter because they compound over time. Good habits build success quietly. Bad habits build problems quietly. Every small decision matters. Scrolling social media for 5 extra minutes feels harmless, but repeated daily, it takes time from your goals. Writing 1 page of a book may feel tiny, but repeated daily, it builds knowledge and confidence. The key takeaway: don't underestimate small actions. They are what create your future. Chapter 2. Identity comes before habits. Most people try to change habits from the outside. They force routines. They fight laziness. They blame themselves. But habits are not behavior problems. They are identity signals. Every action you take is a message to yourself about who you are. When you read, you reinforce the identity of a reader. When you train, you reinforce the identity of someone who respects their body. When you quit early, you reinforce the identity of someone who doesn't finish. Instead of asking, "What habit should I build?" ask, "Who do I want to become?" Then act like that person today. Even small steps count. Identity changes slowly, but once it shifts, habits become effortless. Reflect. Every time you act like the person you want to become, you strengthen that identity. Chapter 3. The Quiet Power of Small Improvements. Most people quit because progress feels invisible. They do the right thing for a few days. They see no results. They stop. But progress is not linear. It is delayed. Small improvements compound quietly, just like interest. You don't notice one healthy meal. You don't notice one focused hour. You don't notice one page read. But over weeks and months, these actions stack. Bad habits also stack. Distraction today feels harmless. Procrastination today feels small. But repeated daily, they shape a life you didn't choose. Respect small actions. They decide big outcomes. Chapter 4. How Habits Really Work. Every habit in your life follows the same simple pattern. You may not notice it, but it is always there. First comes the cue. This is the trigger. It can be a time, a place, a feeling, or a situation. You wake up and see your phone. That is the cue. Then comes the craving. You don't crave the phone. You crave the feeling it gives you. Distraction, comfort, escape, entertainment. Next comes the action. This is the habit itself. You scroll, you click, you delay. Finally comes the reward. Your brain feels relief. It feels satisfied, and it remembers. This loop repeats again and again. Habits are not about willpower. They are about learning. Your brain is constantly asking, what worked last time? If something reduces stress or brings pleasure, your brain wants to repeat it. This is why awareness is powerful. When you slow down and notice the cue, you create space, and in that space, you gain choice. You don't need to fight habits. You need to understand them. Once you see the loop, you can change the outcome. Chapter 5. Make good habits obvious. Most people believe discipline creates habits, but the truth is, environment creates habits. Your surroundings quietly control your behavior. If your phone is always next to you, you will use it. If junk food is visible, you will eat it. If distractions are everywhere, focus becomes rare. Willpower is unreliable. Environment is consistent. Instead of forcing yourself to change, change what you see. Make good habits obvious. Make bad habits invisible. Place books where you can see them. Keep your phone out of reach. Prepare your workspace before starting. Small changes in your environment remove the need for motivation. Success becomes easier when the right action is the default action. Design your space like you design your future. Chapter 6. Make habits attractive. Your brain is not designed to choose what is good for you. It is designed to choose what feels good right now. This is why habits stick. And this is also why habits fail. If a habit feels boring, heavy, or forced, your brain will avoid it, even if you know it is important. You don't repeat habits because they are logical. You repeat habits because they are attractive. Think about it. Why is scrolling so addictive? Why is procrastination easy? Why is comfort tempting? Because these habits promise instant relief. To build good habits, you must make them emotionally rewarding. Instead of forcing discipline, change how the habit feels. Attach good habits to things you already enjoy. Listen to calming music while working. Drink your favorite tea while reading. Create a peaceful environment for focus. When a habit feels pleasant, your brain starts craving the routine itself. At first, you may only enjoy the setup, but slowly you begin to enjoy the process. This is powerful, because once the process becomes enjoyable, consistency becomes automatic. Attractive habits don't need motivation. They pull you in naturally. Make growth feel good, and your brain will follow. Chapter 7. Make habits easy. Most people fail, not because habits are hard, but because they make them too complicated. They try to do too much. They expect instant change. They overload themselves. Then they quit. The secret is not doing more. The secret is making habits easier. Lower the barrier to start. If a habit feels too big, your brain will resist it. Reading one page is easier than reading one chapter. One push-up is easier than a full workout. Opening a notebook is easier than writing an essay. Small actions reduce friction. Your goal is not to finish. Your goal is to start. Once you start, momentum carries you forward. Consistency beats intensity, always. A habit that is easy to do every day will beat a habit that is hard to do sometimes. Make success unavoidable. Make failure inconvenient. Easy habits build confidence. Confidence builds identity. Identity builds long-term change. Chapter 8. Make habits satisfying. The human brain learns through reward. If something feels rewarding, the brain remembers it. If it feels meaningless, the brain slowly lets it go. This is why many good habits disappear, not because they are hard, but because the reward comes too late. You work out today, your body looks the same. You study today, nothing changes immediately. The brain asks, "Why am I doing this?" When there is no clear answer, motivation drops. This is where satisfaction becomes powerful. Satisfaction does not mean pleasure. It means proof. It means acknowledgement. It means closure. Your brain wants to know, did this matter? Tracking habits answers that question. A simple check mark, a crossed date on a calendar, a small note saying done. These tiny signals tell your brain, I showed up. I kept my promise. I'm consistent. Small wins create momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence creates identity. This is why habit tracking works, not because it measures progress, but because it makes progress visible. Never underestimate the power of finishing. Completion feels good. Consistency feels safe. Do not wait for results. Celebrate repetition. Showing up today matters. Showing up again tomorrow matters more. When habits feel satisfying, they stay alive long enough to change your life. Chapter 9. How to break bad habits. Bad habits are not failures. They are old strategies. At some point in your life, they helped you feel better. They reduced stress. They gave comfort or distraction. That is why they stayed. To break a bad habit, you must remove judgment. This is not about self-control. It is about design. Bad habits follow the same habit loop: cue, craving, action, reward. To break them, you reverse the process. Make bad habits invisible. Remove triggers. Change your environment. If you see it, you will crave it. If you crave it, you will act. Distance creates control. Next, make bad habits difficult. Add friction. Add steps. Add delay. If effort increases, behavior decreases. Then replace the routine. Never remove a habit without replacement. If a habit provides comfort, find a healthier way to relax. If it provides escape, find a better outlet. Bad habits fade when they stop being convenient. You don't fight habits, you redesign systems. Change the system and behavior changes automatically. Chapter 10. How Habits Shape Identity and Life. Your life is not shaped by big decisions. It is shaped by small choices, repeated every day. What you do in private becomes who you are in public. Habits are votes for identity. Every time you read, you vote for being a learner. Every time you train, you vote for being disciplined. Every time you quit early, you vote against growth. No single action defines you, but repeated actions do. Identity is not something you decide once. It is something you build daily. This is why habits are powerful. They don't just change results, they change self-image. When identity shifts, behavior follows effortlessly. You stop forcing habits. You start becoming the person who naturally lives them. This is real change. Quiet, slow, lasting. Focus less on outcomes. Focus more on systems. Systems shape habits. Habits shape identity. Identity shapes destiny. This is the invisible process behind every transformation. Overall conclusion. Real change is not dramatic. It is daily. Habits are not about control. They are about design. Design your environment. Design your systems. Design your routines. Then let habits do the work. One small habit, repeated every day, can change your entire life. Stay consistent. Stay aware. Stay mindful. This is becoming mindful. Closing. You don't need motivation. You need alignment. You don't need intensity. You need consistency. Small actions, done daily, create silent progress. Be patient with yourself. Respect the process. Growth is not loud, but it is unstoppable. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this will help you develop good habits. For more such audio, follow Becoming Mindful.